I'm sorry, going through some technical difficulty here. Just want to make sure everything is working on Facebook and everywhere. Okay, alhamdulillah, we're on. I don't know what happened last time. All right, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem amma ba'd. Continuing Surah Yusuf, alayhi salatu wassalam. We have there we go. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues and he says that the person forgot to mention the dream to the king. And the king, years later, several years later, وقال الملك إني أرى سبع بقرات سمان يأكلهن سبع عجاف. He says, I see 7 cows that are very fat. They're eating 7 skinny cows. The word siman or samin means to be fat. We have a lot of samina aunties. They're not samina, they're thamina aunties. Thamin in Arabic means, or thamina means a valuable object. Samina means someone who is fat. So all the thamina aunties, don't call yourselves samina, and don't call any other samina auntie samina. It's thamina. Otherwise in Arabic, unless that's what she wants to be called, then it is her choice and it is her, whatever you prefer to be called. That is your happiness. يأكلهن سبع عجاف وسبع سنبلات خضر وأخرى يابسات, and 7 fresh stalks and 7 dry stalks, meaning of crops. يا أيها الملأ أفتوني, give me fatwa. أفتوني في رؤياي, in my dream. إن كنتم للرؤيا تعبرون, if you can interpret dreams. Welcome, Imam Shakil Vauda. We'll take a quick second since he has been graced us with his presence. We'll make a quick dua for him and his family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala barakat and bless him, his mother, his children, all of his children. May Allah make them hufad, ulama, mufti. May Allah make them successful in the dunya and the akhirah. May Allah give him shifa from all of his sicknesses. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep his shade above us for a long time. Imam Shakil's father passed away many years ago when Imam Shakil was a small child. I believe it was in Ramadan that his father passed away. If I remember correctly, he told me that he was about 11 years old or something when he came home for iftar one day. And instead of iftar, it was the janazah of his father. So it's customary every year. I make dua for the father of Imam Shakil. May Allah forgive his soul, expand his grave, fill it with nur and rahmah and mercy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all the sadaqah jariyah of Imam Shakil and his family. I also know Imam Shakil's brother as well. He's a very, very jovial person in England. And may Allah make all of their sadaqah jariyah reach the father, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. That is our dua for them. And may Allah give their mom a long and healthy life and keep their shade above them. And may Allah bless Imam Shakil, his wife, and his entire family, and accept all of their du'as and always keep them with honor, respect, and integrity. So he says, Ya ayyuhal mala, O people, aftuni, give me the fatwa in my dream. If you can interpret the dreams. قالوا أضغاث أحلام وما نحن بتأويل الأحلام بعالمين. He says, these are just false dreams. They're just made up things. We don't interpret dreams that have no meaning to it. Not every dream has a meaning. some people come and they come with a weird part of dream. No, when you go ask someone for a dream interpretation, the first thing you have to do is write the entire dream out. And as soon as, am I Imam Azhar on here? How did I become Imam Azhar? I don't know. It says Imam Azhar right here for me. I don't know why I became Imam Azhar. Can I change my name? That's better. It's fine. We follow Imam Azhar's footsteps. He's our elder, Akabirin, senior, Buzrug, ancient, mashallah. So he says that, so when you ask for a dream interpretation, make sure you write out the entire dream. And every detail matters, from the names of people, from the color of their clothes, from the feelings you have, the objects you see. Every single thing has a purpose and a meaning behind it. And when you see a dream and you want to relate it or narrate it, make sure you document and you write it down immediately. A lot of people are seeing vivid dreams and they're seeing clear dreams in Ramadan. And that is because when a person starts doing more good deeds, their nisba and their ta'alluq with the realm of alam al-arwah, alam al-amthal, alam al-amthal becomes stronger. And alam al-amthal is a realm where every non-tangible object has a tangible meaning to it. So for example, knowledge, you cannot see it, you cannot hold it, you cannot pick it up. But knowledge in alam al-arwah and alam al-amthal is represented as milk. So if a person sees themselves drinking milk, it is knowledge. The Prophet ﷺ said this in a hadith of Bukhari. If a person sees that they have long clothes, it shows strength of iman. And if it sees that a person is revealing their clothes, then that means that it shows a weakness of iman, because it was a sin of Adam alayhi salam that exposed him. وقال الذي نجا منهما وادكر بعد أمة أنا أنبئكم بتأويله فأرسلون. The person says, the one who was saved, the cupbearer, he says, and he remembered it for a long time, أنا أنبئكم بتأويله, I'll tell you what the meaning of it is. فأرسلون, send me, let me go and I will tell you what the meaning is. By the way, before I forget, I think that tonight at 7 p.m., the masjid is going to raise money for the cemetery in Farmersville. And cemeteries are very important for the Muslim community, because even 1,000 years later, if Allah has given life to this world and there's no more Muslims or masjids left, under the ground bears witness that there was Muslims that were once upon here. I was in Samarkand, and there was a graveyard that was written in the books, but in the last few decades and stuff, no one knew where it was. Last century and stuff, no one knew where it was. The graveyard was called Maqbaratul Muhammadiyya, the Maqbara of Muhammad's, this graveyard of Muhammad's. In order to be buried in that graveyard, you had to be a hafiz, you had to be an alim, you had to be a mufti and a muhaddith. You have to be a scholar of fiqh, hadith, memorize the Quran, and your name has to be Muhammad. So there were hundreds and hundreds of people that were buried in that graveyard. When the communist regime came, they had leveled that entire ground and they had built an entire settlement on top of it. There was a Jewish settlement. When the Muslim regime came back, and they were excavating in the area, some of the Yahud in that area had some of those plaques, those tombstones with the Muhammad gravings on it. So they realized it must be in this area. So they went and they dug, and then they found little headstones. and then they put it all in one area. I said that this is the approximate area where Maqbar al-Muhammadiyya is, where this maqbar is. Okay. وَقَالَ الَّذِي نَجَّاهُ مِنْهُمَا وَادَّكَرَ. So please do support it. Get on, and it's very important. And everybody's doing it from the community. Once everyone gets together to do something, يَدُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْجَمَاعَةِ. Allah puts barakah in it. We follow the lead of everyone. وقال الذي نجا منهما وادكر بعد أمة أنا أنبئكم بتأويله فأرسلون. And the people naja, and the one who was safe, he remembered after a while, and he said, I'll tell you the meaning. Send me to the jail. He arrives, and you know when you need something, what do you say? Assalamu alaikum. I was just thinking about you yesterday. Oh, how are you doing? How's everything? And then you start talking to someone nicely and sweetly when you need something from him. There's Yusuf, ayyuha siddiq. Yusuf, my boy. And Yusuf, like, my boy, you forgot me. You haven't called me back in a long time. Out of sight, out of mind. The quality of a friend and a student, is that an individual? Whether their ustad is there or their friend is there, you always keep in relationship. And especially with an ustad, because Yusuf alayhi salam was their teacher. The adab with your ustad, the right of your ustad upon you, the haqq of the imam upon you, the haqq of the teacher upon the students. If you have benefited even one letter from them, they're your ustad. Speaking of that, my own ustad, Sheikh Fuad, just shared this video. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. May Allah take it from strength to strength. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep a shade above us for a long time. I have heard so many qurra in my life, but Sheikh Fuad's recitation from the time that I studied by him 20 years ago till today has shaken my heart and wrenched it inside like I cannot tell you if anyone else's. Sheikh Fuad is not only my teacher, he's family to me. His children are brothers to me. His whole family is incredibly beloved to us. He taught my brother, taught me, taught my sister. And I will never, ever, ever, ever forget his love and mahabbah, and that the honor that I have to study by him. He is my only Azhari teacher, my teacher from Azhar. And I value him. And if you do get a chance, go YouTube Sheikh Fuad Qassas. ELKSSAS, or you can just put in QUASAS or Qari Fuad or Sheikh Fuad. Beautiful recitation. You're going to absolutely love his recitation. May Allah tawil umrah. May Allah give him a long and healthy life. Anyway, so he says, Yusuf ayyuha siddiq. He says, Yusuf, oh friend. The haqq is what? That the student keeps in touch with the ustad. This is a reminder to me that I have to keep in touch with my ustad too now. Aftina fi sab'i baqarat. Tell us, what does it mean? 7 fat cows are eating 7 thin cows. Allah re-brings the dream out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quotes the dream again. Allah could have just said that Yusuf ayyuha siddiq aftina fi ru'yatil maliki. Tell us about the dream of the king. And Allah could have just alluded to it, because Allah does a lot of indications and isharat. Why does he spell it out over here? To show you that dreams, every element of it is very key. And you have to, it's permissible for someone else to narrate your dream. And at the same time, when they do that, they should do it exactly the way they were told. And number 3, when you ask someone else's dream, get their ijazah before asking. Number 4, the person who you ask dream interpretation to should be a knowledgeable person, God-fearing, and also be someone close to you. He says they are eating 7 skinny cows, and there are 7 ripe crops, and there are 7 dry crops. He says, لَعَلِّي أَرَجِعُ إِلَى النَّاسِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. Tell me so I can go back to people and let them know. قال تزرعون 7 سنين دأبا فما حسدتم فذروه في سنبله إلا قليلا مما تأكلون. He didn't say anything else. You know, Yusuf alayhi salam was soft, gentle. He wasn't like us. Someone comes to us after a long time, we tell them, you just remembered us now? You forgot us all this time? But Yusuf alayhi salam, what does he say? قال تزرعون 7 سنين دأبا. You will be harvesting 7 years, you're going to have prosperity. فما حسدتم فذروه في سنبله إلا قليلا مما تأكلون. And out of everything that you have, ration. Eat only a little bit. Don't eat a lot. Out of 7 years, eat maybe 2 years worth. Eat a little bit. Or 3 years worth. ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك 7 شداد يأكلن ما قدمتم لهن إلا قليلا ما تحصنون. He says, then you will get 7 years of difficulty. And these 7 years of difficulties, you will eat whatever you have stored from the 7 years of prosperity. This shows that Allah gives prosperity and difficulty to everyone. ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك عام فيه يغاث الناس وفيه يعصرون. He says, then there will be a year after the 7 dry years where there will be people getting a lot of rain, and فيه يعصرون, and they are squeezing the drink, the olives and whatever drinks, they're making juices out of it. This could allude to the fact that even the one asking the dream interpretation could have an influence on the dream. Because if you look at the dream, the 7 fat cows and the 7 skinny cows, the 7 fresh stalks and the 7 dry stalks are the 7 years and the 7 difficult years. But what does it mean by when you say the 1 year? Where did this 1 year come from? Well, it's possible that because that person was a cupbearer, and that is the influence it had on the dream. وقال الملك أنبئوني به فلما جاءه الرسول قال ارجع إلى ربك فاسأله ما بال النسوة التي قطعن أيديهن إن ربي بكيدهن عليم. So the king says, go bring him to me. And when the messenger brought him, he said, go back to your Lord, go back to your master and ask him what happened with those women who cut their hands. Allah knows about their plot. Now, what does this mean? This means that there was a systematic way that Yusuf alayhi salam wanted his freedom to be. He didn't want his freedom to happen and people still accuse him. اتقوا مواضع التهم. The saying is, avoid the places where people will accuse you or people will doubt you. Avoid going to those types of places. اتقوا مواضع التهم. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says out of humility that if it was me there, I would have left immediately. But Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam was beautiful, and his inside was even more beautiful. He was halim. He was someone who was forbearing. By the way, if you have questions, you can comment them below, inshallah. We'll get to the questions at the end. In about 2-3 minutes, inshallah, we will get to the questions. And he said, go back at the end, in about 2-3 minutes. What is this? قال ما خطبكن إذ راوتن يوسف عن نفسه قلنا حاش لله ما علمنا عليه من سوء قالت امرأة العزيز الآن حصحص الحق أنا راودته عن نفسه وإنه لمن الصادقين. So he turns towards the women and he says, what happened? Whose fault was it? All the other women said, قُلْنَا حَاشَ لِلَّهِ. God forbid, مَا عَلِمْنَا عَلَيْهِ مِنْ سُوءٍ. We don't know anything evil. He didn't do anything wrong. And then Imra'atul Aziz says, because now, in the beginning, it was lust. But the separation of her beloved created true love. زُرْغِبًّا تَزْدَدْ حُبًّا. The poet says, when you meet infrequently, your love will increase for someone. So قالت امرأة العزيز الآن حصحص الحق He says that now the truth has come out. أَنَا رَاوَدتُّهُ عَن نَفْسِهِ, and I beguiled him and I made him slip even though he didn't want to. وَإِنَّهُ لَمِنَ الصَّادِقِينَ, and he was amongst the people who spoke the truth, and he was amongst those people who didn't lie. Okay. We will ذلك ليعلم أني لم أخنه بالغيب وأن الله لا يهدي كيد الخائنين. He says, this is so that you would know I didn't deceive you when وأن الله لا يهدي كيد الخائنين, and Allah doesn't guide the people who betray. Allah doesn't guide those individuals. That is why be honest, be genuine. When a person is a liar, Allah doesn't give them hidayah. Allah takes hidayah away from that individual. Okay. While someone is mentioning so you can write your questions down. In the next 2-3 minutes, I wanted to give some fazail of Jum'ah so that you can do some acts of worship in your home. On Thursday nights, your home should have a mahol. 2 times in your whole week, non-negotiable, your home should have a mahol environment. One is Thursday night after Isha, and one is Friday after Asr, or Friday right before, half an hour before Maghrib. This time is the most accepted time, and Allah accepts dua. The whole family should be sitting in dua. After Asr on Friday, make it a habit. Get your Surah Kahf, read your surah. Sit there, do your dhikr, read your little Quran. Start 45 minutes before Maghrib, an hour before Maghrib. So in half an hour, 40 minutes, your Surah Kahf is done, 10, 15 minutes, your dua is done, your dhikr is done, you learn to talk to Allah. The Prophet ﷺ says that the salawat that is sent upon Rasulullah ﷺ, if you send 1 salawat on the Prophet, Allah gives you 10 good deeds, 10 sins are forgiven. Allah raises your status 10 levels close to him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts 10 rahmas upon you. One of the Sahaba, the narration is in Mishkat, asked Rasulullah ﷺ that, Ya Rasulullah, I do different ibadah. I want to make a portion of my time dedicated to just sending salawat on you. And Rasulullah ﷺ said, he said, how much should I do it? And the Prophet said, as much as you want. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I'll take 1/3 of my free time of other adhkar, and I will dedicate that towards, I'm paraphrasing the narration to give you context of it, that 1/3 of my time I will dedicate in doing salawat on you. The Prophet ﷺ said, it's good. If you did more, it would be better. So, Ya Rasulullah, half my time I dedicate to salawat, my extra time to you. The Prophet ﷺ said, it is good, but if you do more, it is better. Then he said, Ya Rasulullah, I will spend my entire time doing salawat. My extra dhikr time, I will just do salawat on you. The Prophet ﷺ says, إِذَنْ تُكَفَأُ هَمُّكَ, that all of your problems will be solved. All of your du'as, before you even utter them, Allah will solve them through the barakah of salawat and Rasulullah ﷺ. Because in sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you mention Allah, you mention Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is dua, and dua, Allah loves dua. It is dua for someone else, which Allah loves even more. And you are taking your time, instead of asking Allah for something, you're asking Allah to reward the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So definitely, what is the quality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He always reciprocates. If a person, Suraqa bin Malik, loses the 100 camels in Hijrah, what does the Prophet say immediately? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Suraqa, imagine the day you'll be wearing the golden manacles of the king of Persia. Reciprocates immediately. Hal jazaa'ul ihsan illa al-ihsan. Immediately there's a response. So when a person sends salawat on the Prophet ﷺ, there's an immediate response. All right. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, in the next 15 minutes, we will begin our Surah Al-Kahf, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Tafsir Surah Al-Kahf. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, we see our Shaykh Salah over here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give barakah to Shaykh Salah, bless him, keep him happy. The other day, Shaykh Salah brought me so much food. Biryani, hydro biryani, lassi, gulab jamun, halwa, mirchi salan, dahi ka chutney. He went and I was saying, Shaykh, I'm okay. With his family, he came and he brought. You know, most people only see the imams leading the salah. We don't see what they do outside of the masjid. We don't see how much they care about other people, how much they look after other people, all of their good deeds. We don't see that. We think that the Imam Sahib goes, prays Salah, sits at home and just has a bunch of halwa around him and all they're doing is just halwa. No. There is the amount of effort that some of these mashayikh put behind the scenes is more than we can ever see or ever know. So make a dua for them. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a haqq. And not just your imam. We love all of our imams. Go and give dua, send emails, go comment on their videos, give them some motivation. You know, we generally say follow one imam when it comes to fiqh, but when it comes to the masajid, go whichever masjid you want, go pray. We're all brothers, we're all together. We all have a lot of love and muhabbat together. We're all one family. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.